They are known as the code breakers. Working in hushed rooms late into the night, these brilliant minds deciphered secret messages, providing insights that could make or break nations. But who were they? And what were their greatest victories and tragic losses? Join us as we delve into the lives of these enigmatic figures and explore how their work changed the course of history forever. At first glance, Bletchley Park appears to be your typical country estate. Rolling hills, manicured gardens, and a picturesque facade. But don't be fooled by its serene exterior, because within these walls lies a tale of intrigue, espionage, and some of the greatest minds that ever lived. This was the secret home of the British Code and Cipher School during the Second World War, where a team of brilliant mathematicians, logicians, and linguists worked tirelessly to crack some of the most complex codes of their time. Amongst them was a shy, unassuming man named Alan Turing, a name that would become synonymous with genius, innovation, and tragedy. When Hitler took power in 1933, he embarked on a massive rearmament program, a stark violation of the Treaty of Versailles, which had explicitly limited Germany's military capabilities. As tensions rose in Europe, the British government realized the need to protect its naval and diplomatic communications from potential German interception. Enter Room 40, the precursor to Bletchley Park, tasked with deciphering German naval codes. Their efforts, however, proved fruitless against the Germans' advanced encryption methods, leading to the establishment of Bletchley Park in 1937. The Germans had developed a machine called Enigma, capable of producing an unfathomable number of daily key settings, making brute force attacks impractical. It was a labyrinth of wheels and rotors that generated a seemingly random sequence of letters, transforming readable messages into an undecipherable jumble. To the Germans, it was an impenetrable fortress of secrecy, a technological marvel that promised to keep their communications safe from prying eyes. But little did they know a storm was brewing in the English countryside that would ultimately bring their cryptographic reign to a crashing halt. Imagine being trapped in a room with a ticking clock, knowing that the lives of countless people may depend on your ability to solve a puzzle. That seems almost impossible. That was the reality for those working at Bletchley Park. They faced not just a professional challenge, but an ethical one, too. Failure wasn't an option. The lives of soldiers, the fate of nations hung in the balance. And then there were the personal stakes. Each codebreaker brought their unique set of skills, experiences, and perspectives to the table. But it was the collaboration, the coming together of these diverse minds that truly made the difference. They formed teams, shared ideas, and supported each other through the long nights and frustrating setbacks. But what truly set them apart, what made them unstoppable, was their sheer determination. They were driven by a sense of duty, a desire to make a difference in a world that was rapidly changing. And at the heart of this extraordinary effort was Alan Turing, a child prodigy who had always felt like an outsider. He found solace in mathematics and logic. His mind was a powerhouse, capable of solving problems that baffled even the brightest minds of his time. But Turing was not just a brilliant mathematician. He was a visionary, a pioneer in the field of computer science. He saw the potential of machines to help humanity solve some of its greatest challenges. And with the outbreak of World War II, he put his skills to use, joining the race to break the unbreakable. Working alongside him was another set of brilliant minds, men and women who would become known as the Codebreakers. They came from all walks of life, but they were united by one common goal: to crack the Enigma code. Among them was Gordon Welchman, a former bicycle mechanic who became one of the leading experts on Enigma. There was Bill Toote, a mathematician who developed the first bomb machine capable of tackling Enigma. And then there was Joan Clark, one of the few women allowed to work in the Hut 6 code breaking department. Together, they formed a team of linguistic detectives, piecing together fragments of intercepted messages like a jigsaw puzzle. They analyzed everything from the frequency of letters to the patterns of encrypted text, searching for any clue that could lead them to the key. Then came the breakthrough. On August 5, 1939, just weeks before the war began, the Polish government informed the British about a weakness in Enigma, a feature called a crypto-systematic flaw. This revelation gave the British a crucial head start. With the knowledge of this vulnerability, the team at Bletchley Park raced against time to design a machine that could exploit it. Enter the Bomba, a large, noisy electromechanical device that tested thousands of possible Enigma settings in minutes. This innovation turned the tide, providing the Allies with a much-needed edge in the battle of codes and ciphers. With the Enigma code broken, the British were able to intercept German communications with relative ease. They gained insight into enemy movements, plans, and strategies, giving them a significant advantage throughout the war. In the Battle of the Atlantic, the Allies were able to track German U-boats, disrupting their ability to wage war. Similarly, they used Enigma intercepts to track the movements of German troops and coordinate their own military strategies. This intelligence provided by the codebreakers helped to shorten the war by several years, saving countless lives and altering the course of history. Beyond the battlefield, the impact of their work extended to the realm of technology itself. Alan Turing's pioneering work on the bomb laid the foundation for modern computers, shaping the digital age that we live in today. But their story is not without its shadows. Despite their invaluable contributions, the codebreakers at Bletchley Park remained largely unknown to the public for decades. Their work was shrouded in secrecy, their identities hidden to protect the integrity of their operations. It wasn't until decades later that their stories began to emerge, revealing the true extent of their contributions. And yet, despite the adulation they received after the war, many of the codebreakers struggled to readjust to civilian life. They had lived through times of intense pressure and secrecy, working alongside some of the brightest minds in the world. The transition back to everyday life was not easy. Some tried to pick up where they left off, continuing their work in mathematics, engineering, and other fields. Others, however, found it difficult to leave the world of espionage behind. The skills they had honed at Bletchley Park, the sense of camaraderie and purpose they had felt there, were hard to replicate elsewhere. Yet amidst the challenges, there were also triumphs. The codebreakers went on to make significant contributions to various fields, proving that their talents were not limited to the world of espionage. They returned to academia, publishing papers and mentoring young scholars. They entered the private sector, applying their skills to fields such as cryptography and computing. They also pursued their passions outside of work, finding solace in hobbies such as gardening, painting, and music. Today, their legacy lives on at Bletchley Park, now a museum that pays tribute to these unsung heroes. Visitors from around the world come to explore the fascinating history of code breaking and to learn about the brilliant minds that made it possible. The story of the codebreakers is one of brilliance, courage, and resilience. These men and women dedicated themselves to a cause greater than themselves, working tirelessly to keep their country safe and to advance the field of computer science. As we reflect on their contributions, let us not forget the sacrifices they made and the challenges they overcame. Their story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can triumph. So the next time you log onto your computer, send a message via email or browse the internet, take a moment to remember the codebreakers. Their work made all of this possible. So do you ever wonder who decides which historical events make headlines and which ones get overlooked? And if you want to be part of the conversation, shaping the future of this channel, consider becoming a patron. Your support will help us continue to uncover and share these hidden stories that have been deliberately erased from our collective memory. Together, we can keep their stories alive, ensuring that these unsung heroes receive the recognition they deserve. So join us in this mission and become a patron today.